everyone, I'm Rossella and welcome to Cooking with Nonna. Today I have the pleasure of having a super spicy calabrese nonna in the house. This is Nonna Theresa Mariotti. Say hello to everybody.
Hi everybody, my name is Theresa Mariotti. I'm from Glendora, New Jersey.
We are going to make pasta alla chitarra. Pasta alla chitarra, which is pasta...
Spaghetti made on a guitar.
On a guitar. And this is our chitarra, as you can see. And pasta alla chitarra is traditional in Calabria. And it's a great way to make homemade pasta. So it's going to be spaghetti alla chitarra with meatballs.
My name is Theresa Mariotti, and I'm from Philadelphia, South Philly. That's where I was born and raised in South Philly. My mother came here in 1935, and she came here to meet my father because he had sent for her. And she always had to work because my father died when I was 4 years old. So she went to work and she made a nice, living for us. Then I met my husband when I was 14 years old, and we went steady for 5 years, and then we got married. I have 3 children and 6 grandchildren and 1 great-grandchild. We always have nice, dinners, family dinners with everybody coming over. And the recipes that I have are mostly from my mother-in-law because she taught me how to cook real good. My mother cooked, but she wasn't like, a gourmet cook like my mother-in-law. And she wanted me to cook good so that her son would eat good. So when I went away with him for 2 years in the Army, she wrote me a book with all recipes in it. And I love that book, and I still use them. If you look at the book, though, you hardly can read it because it's got all spots on it from all the times that I've cooked. But I have all the recipes memorized now. So it was really nice. She wanted her son to eat, so I had to cook, do all her recipes. And the spaghetti recipe with the guitar that you make, you do that with a guitar. That's my mother-in-law's recipe. And the meatballs.
So let's talk about this for a second, because most people are very intimidated by making their own pasta. But it's very easy. It's actually a lot easier, no?
Yeah. All you need is the flour, eggs, and water.
And eggs, I want to just say that eggs, for one, are kind of optional when making fresh pasta. I will say that when you're making a short pasta, I wouldn't say that you need the eggs, but because we're making a long pasta, we're making spaghetti, we want to reinforce the structure of our pasta with some extra protein. So that's where the eggs will fit into this pasta recipe. And we're going to show you how easy this actually is. So we have some semolina. And what are we going to do next?
Just break the eggs, 2 eggs.
Okay.
Make sure you don't get any shells.
2 eggs. So how do you know how many eggs to add?
Well, it's 2 cups of flour.
Okay.
2 cups of flour, and you use 2 eggs.
Okay.
And then you just have to knead it together. You could add a little bit of water at a time, just to get the right consistency to let it come together. You don't want it too, watery, just until it comes together.
See, I never used to like making my own pasta because it used to freak me out. I could never get it right. You never know how much water to add.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Because pasta is one of those things. Pasta dough is very tricky because it does depend on how much humidity is in the air. It depends on whether or not it's Thursday. It's just something that you have to do by feel.
Yeah, right. You can't even, tell all the measurements because sometimes you need more flour or more water just till it comes together, which this will soon better come together.
It looks worse before it looks better, pasta dough. So just keep working it with your hands. Keep absorb it. Keep letting the semolina absorb all the wet ingredients.
Now I'm going to have some more flour, put it on the board, and then take it out of the bowl and knead it.
And we're going to start kneading it.
It needs a lot of kneading so that it all stays together. And after it's kneaded to the right thing that that you think the dough is right. Then you have to let it rest.
And you'll
It
know.
has to, yeah, I'll know as soon as it's together, and it's real nice. I'll show you.
It's one of those
Then
things where you just know. But I think that when your dough is ready, there's nothing left on your hands. Everything's a clean ball of dough, and it's humid to the touch. It's not too dry, and it's not too wet. It's not too wet where it's sticky. And the thing that's actually really cool about making pasta dough is that you kind of can't mess up, because if it's too wet, just add a little bit more semolina. If it's too dry, add a little bit more wet ingredients, add a little bit more water. And I want to tell you, the semolina that we're using today is not plain semolina. This is called rimacinata, and rimacinata is actually semolina flour that is used mostly for breads. Maybe we need more.
Go ahead a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you want it to be nice.
So you want it to absorb all the flour that you put into it, so you have to keep kneading it and working it. Now, if you want to make pasta with people that are not so used to kneading and doing some hard labor, I had a nonna who used to get her granddaughter to knead pasta dough by telling her that if she kneaded, the harder she kneaded, the bigger her chi-chis were going to grow. So
Knead.
yeah, so just keep kneading, you know? Who needs plastic surgery? Just make pasta.
Oh, God.
So when your dough is ready, it's, like we said, it's humid to the touch. It's not too sticky. You have cleaned all your big particles of dough off the board, and you want to just surround it with some extra semolina flour. And when your dough's done, you want to let it rest a little bit. So you want to wrap it up in some saran wrap so it doesn't dry out.
And it'll be easier to roll out, too.
Okay, so we're going to let our dough rest a little bit, and when we come back, we're going to show you how to roll out our spaghetti alla chitarra. So we're back, and our pasta dough has been resting for about 30 minutes.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to cut it. We're using a Nonna knife to cut it. I'm just plugging my product.
Oh.
You have these knives at home, no?
Yeah.
I feel like everybody has knives like
yeah.
these.
If it's a little bit sticky, just put some more flour on it.
Some more semolina.
Yeah. Then you roll it out.
Okay, we got a nice rolling pin. And this is a beautiful rolling pin. Is this yours?
Yes. Now you have to roll this out, get it to the size of the Chitarra, and then you have to just roll it on the Chitarra.
Have you used this rolling pin for many years?
Yes.
Looks like a serious.
Yes.
You don't hit your husband with this, right?
No.
No. Nonna Theresa has been married for 60 years.
So I wouldn't hit him.
No.
No.
Because, this looks like it hasn't been used too much. Too much. So.
Yes, it is. I make homemade ravioli.
Yeah, but not for hitting.
No.
No hitting.
Only for cooking. Try and roll the dough out nice, like, and thin, because you want to make spaghetti.
So you
don't want it
about a quarter of an inch thick?
Yeah, or even a little bit, thinner. Just try and get it to size. It doesn't have to be exactly that
right,
size.
It doesn't have to be perfect.
No.
We're going for rustic with spaghetti alla chitarra. It's
and they're homemade.
Yeah.
When they're homemade, they're not going to be all beautiful. So just turn the dough over. See, it rolls better if you move it around.
So who taught you how to make spaghetti alla chitarra?
My mother-in-law.
Your mother-in-law was, from what you were telling me, she was the best cook in your family.
Yes. And that's her guitar.
This is her guitar. This is beautiful. I can't wait to show you guys.
I don't know, that guitar must be at least 80 years old.
This is such a beauty. This is our chitarra. Now, a classic chitarra for making pasta will have two sides. This is the thinner side for making spaghetti, and the other side is a little bit thicker, not too much thicker. They come in all different sizes. You can make, fettuccine size, tagliatelle. This is a really, really nice chitarra, and I'm glad that Nonna Theresa brought it to share with us.
See if this will fit one.
Oh, I think this will fit.
Yeah.
And then if you have extra, if it overlaps, we cut it and we roll it up again, we roll it out again.
Yes.
We don't waste anything.
No, the dough is all good.
So we
You
want to.
can use it.
So the way you use a chitarra is super simple. You put your sheet of pasta right on top of the strings, and then
Just roll them.
So we're gonna roll this as hard as you can. Just press hard, press really, really hard.
Just keep doing it.
Keep doing it until they all fall down.
Yeah, they will.
There's really nothing like fresh pasta. You can't really compare it. It has a certain texture that dried pasta doesn't have. It absorbs more sauce, and this was so easy.
It cooks fast.
It does. It cooks really fast.
You can make it before you go to the store to buy it. It'll be done. If you make homemade, this should fall down now.
And you can freeze it.
Oh yeah.
See what's great? If it doesn't end up falling down,
it will.
A little trick that I liked. Can we try?
Sure.
So you play the guitar. So you just run your finger across it until they fall down. They should fall down. They're not falling down.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
And
there we go. There we go.
You can do this with kids. They'll love.
Yeah. Do your grandchildren like doing this?
Yes.
Oh.
See, you hear the music? Woo.
Woo, yeah, we're playing a great song.
See how pretty?
This song is called Spaghetti and Meatballs.
Yes.
It'll be available on iTunes. Very cool. Great.
Then you just take them out.
Oh, beautiful. And you have perfect spaghetti. Gorgeous. And now we're just going to transfer them onto a plate with a lot of semolina so they don't stick together.
They really won't, though. And even if they do, when you put them in the boiling water, they'll be fine. They all come apart.
And anything that isn't perfect, we can just take apart and we can re-roll it and re-roll it out.
Yeah. They're delicious. They're going to be delicious no matter what you do.
Fantastic.
Homemades are just delicious. It don't matter.
Okay.
They don't have to be beautiful. They just have to taste good.
I agree, but I think they're very pretty. This is beautiful pasta. So we're going to roll out the rest of our pasta dough. We're going to make, because we want to make a big bowl of spaghetti and meatballs. And when we come back, we are going to start making our meatballs. So can I have a turn on the guitar after you?
Sure, honey. Here.
Okay, so now that we got our pasta all ready and waiting to be cooked, it is time for my favorite part of this show. It is meatball time, Nonna Theresa.
Yes, and we're going to start with our grind meat.
Of
course.
And
I know this is good because my husband is a butcher, and we got all the good meat from him. It's pork, beef, and veal.
And we're using very good cuts of meat that you brought.
Yes.
I didn't bring this meat. You brought the meat
I
today.
brought it, yeah, from G&M Market. My husband's been a butcher there for 58 years.
And you used to help.
Yes.
Right?
So
you know a thing or two about meat as well.
Yeah, now my son and my husband are in there, both working.
Wonderful. So now we're going to just mix our three meats together. We got veal, pork, and beef going on. And what are the other important ingredients in your meatballs?
Well, you have to use salt, a little bit of salt.
Some salt.
Yeah, black pepper.
Some fresh black pepper.
Yeah, if you don't have fresh, it's okay. You can use, regular. Yeah, black pepper, it's okay. And then a garlic.
Some chopped garlic.
Yeah.
Fresh is always best.
Oh, yeah.
No garlic powder, fresh, nothing is like fresh garlic. You got some fresh parsley.
Parsley. Yeah. About 2 eggs.
2 eggs?
Yeah,
Can
for
I crack
this
one
amount.
for you?
Sure. Make sure they're okay.
We'll put them back in here.
Okay. Then you put breadcrumb.
Okay, so these are plain breadcrumbs.
Plain breadcrumbs.
Unseasoned.
Yeah, because you already seasoned.
Yeah, you want real fresh flavors.
So just a handful until you feel the consistency of the meat.
Okay.
To know. And then this is the important thing, is the grated cheese. Yeah.
Cheese is very important in your meatballs.
A lot of grated cheese. Yeah.
And what kind of cheese are you using? You can use any kind of cheese you want?
You can use Pecorino Romano. You can use Locatelli, That's about it, though. I don't really like.
So you want
yeah.
like a saltier
Yeah.
cheese. Pecorino is a sheep's milk cheese. It's a
It's
little bit
good.
saltier. It's got a nice bite to it. And you're just throwing in.
Yeah, I just throw it in.
You're just throwing, well, that's the Nonna way.
Yeah.
But for the exact recipe and for a full list of ingredients, please head to cookingwithnonna.com.
Then
And
you could add a little bit of olive oil. Not a
Some-
lot, just a little bit.
some extra virgin olive oil, just for some
Yeah,
moisture.
just a little bit. Then you mix it real nice by hand.
By
Make
hands always.
Oh, yeah, you can't use anything else.
And you took
hands
all your
are-
jewelry off for
Oh,
this.
yeah. Wash your
Yeah.
hands.
Wash your
Real
hands. A lady can't make meatballs
No.
with rings on.
No. And
It's
not with-
unbecoming.
That's right.
It's a sin.
Because it gets all into your rings.
Yeah,
and
that's not
You don't
nice.
want the jewelry to be in your meat.
No.
Now, this feels a little bit wet, so I'm going to add a little bit more
More cheese to dry it
breadcrumb.
up.
Yeah, a little more breadcrumb.
So if you want to
And a
learn
little
to do
bit
this
more
by
cheese.
hand, just like the pasta, we're talking about humidity, we're talking about how something feels as opposed to, just adding in a perfectly measured amount of something. I like to try and get people to get into cooking by feeling things out, because that's the way every Nonna I've ever met knows how to cook. And you are no different. You are
That's
an
right.
expert. You know what you're doing.
Yeah,
you
you
know what you're
think-
looking for right now.
Yeah, I really don't measure. I just know by feeling it.
So you're
how it
looking
should be.
for
Just
feeling.
not real soft and not real hard
Mm-hmm.
either. This seems to be just right so far. Now, when I roll the meatballs, I dip my hands in water
What about the
to
milk?
make them. I don't know if it needs it, but I'll put a little bit.
Okay. So milk is one of those things.
And just if you feel like putting it in, it's okay.
Some people take bread
Yeah.
and soak the milk,
Yeah.
soak the bread in the milk and add that. There's no one way to make a meatball. This is Nonna Theresa's way.
Well, you can get Italian bread. You have steel Italian bread
Mm-hmm.
too, and wet it real good, and then break it up and put it in the meatballs too, instead of breadcrumbs.
But this is your secret
Yeah.
recipe.
This is good. Now,
So now
You
we're
can
going to roll
start-
some meatballs. I'm going
Yeah.
to help you.
if you dip your hands in the water,
Okay.
it'll-
It slides better, right?
another thing I do, I get a little bit of the meat,
Mm-hmm.
and I usually put it in either the microwave or in the frying pan that I'm going to fry it in,
Okay.
just to make sure that they're seasoned good.
Oh, so you can taste it
Yeah, to
before. Okay,
Yeah,
so
to
that's
make sure.
That's important.
Yeah.
I've met Nonnas that just eat the meat or just
Raw?
eat it. Yeah,
No.
they're not afraid.
Oh no, no,
You don't do that.
no.
So how
I'll
big
just-
do you want to make them? Like a little bit bigger than a golf ball?
Yeah, like this size is good.
That's
Or
okay.
whatever you like. Try
need
and
to-
make them all the same.
I need to beef up my
Yeah, you
my
can.
meatball a little bit.
Yeah, try and make them all the same size if you can.
You're
If you don't
fast.
put it- yeah, sure. I
you
made
keep
about
wetting-
50 of these yesterday.
And you keep wetting your hands,
Yeah, it's
So you
nicer.
get-
You make a nice round. They stay nice and round.
and you get a nice
Yeah.
slide on your
Yeah.
hands. The meat doesn't stick to
See,
you.
now this one's a little bit too big. Make it.
Are you
try-
going back and fixing my meatballs?
No, is that yours?
I
Oh,
don't.
I'm
It
sorry,
might. I think
Rossella.
no. It's okay.
Oh, I didn't realize that was yours. I thought it was mine.
No, I'm a
I'm
guest.
sorry,
I'm a guest in
honey.
your classroom. You kidding?
Oh, see that? Yeah, that's a little bit smaller.
You're here to teach me.
No.
What do you mean no?
No.
That's the show.
You know, you're good.
So now that we have all of our meatballs rolled out and ready for frying, we are going to heat our oil up and we are going to come back and fry them all up for you. And we are ready to go.
Yes. We're going
Okay.
to drop our meatballs into the
Oh, you're going to do it by
hot
hand.
oil. Yeah. Do everything by hand. If you want to use the spoon, you could. Be careful, Rosella. Don't get burned because the oil's hot. Just to cover them.
Okay. Okay.
Now you let them fry and then turn them over.
So we're going to let them
Get brown.
get brown for
on
about
one-
a couple minutes.
Yeah,
A minute,
or-
2
yeah.
minutes on each side, and then we're going to try and turn them
Turn
over.
them over because they will cook again in the gravy.
So you don't
So-
want to fry them all the way through because that might make them a little bit tough. We want to
Yeah.
like brown
Yeah,
them
it's okay.
on the outside, and then they're going to finish cooking in the sauce and absorb
Yeah,
all the
all the-
wonderful sauce flavor.
We could start to turn them now
Okay.
because this is really a lot of oil that they have.
And if you're making this dish, you can make your meatballs ahead of time.
Right.
And just have them fried and ready to go for your sauce.
And you could freeze them.
If you don't eat them all before you make the pasta and the sauce, then these smell amazing
I know,
already.
they're delicious.
Are they done yet?
Yeah, you could
Yeah?
take them
You think
out.
so?
Yeah, because we're going to cook them again in the sauce. So
Nonna Theresa, would it be like terrible if we ate a meatball or two before?
No, of course.
Would that be like the worst thing that we could do?
They're delicious.
I think not.
Fried, I love. In fact, I like them better fried than in the gravy, to tell you the truth.
And you can also bake these if you don't want to
If
go
you want,
fried.
Yeah, but I like to fry. But that's okay. If you want to bake them, you can. I used to make these when my kids were little. They would come home from school, and they would eat all the meatballs fried. And by the time I had to put them in the gravy, there was nothing left. I used to have to call my husband and tell him to bring me some more grind meat, make more meatballs
Aw.
to put in the gravy.
That's
'Cause
when
the
you
whole neighborhood used to come over and eat the meatballs.
That's when you start making like secret meatballs in
Yeah.
the middle of the night when everyone's asleep. Our meatballs are all fried perfectly, and we're ready to start putting our sauce together, or as Nonna likes to call it, gravy.
Yeah, that's what I'm used to calling.
So let's talk about this for a second. I call it sauce personally. You call it gravy. It's two names. It's one thing. It's delicious. So instead of having a conversation, like having a fight about this, because I know some people who are going to like comment that it's sauce, it's gravy, it's whatever you want to call it.
Right.
To me, it's just delicious, and I can't wait to taste it because this very nice lady came here to teach me how to make it. So that's the end of the sauce gravy, conversation. And let's put this beautiful sauce together, this gravy together, whatever it is. Let's start making it because I'm starving.
Okay.
Okay.
We start with our oil, olive oil.
Okay.
And put it in the pan, the gas low. And I sauteed the oil and the garlic and onion. It's already been sauteed.
Okay.
Put that in.
So this is just a little bit of garlic and onion.
Yes,
sauteed and pureed.
Right. And then I put my paste in.
Some tomato paste.
Yeah, tomato paste. And let that cook a little bit.
And we're just going to let that all come together.
Yeah, just swish it all around. Let it come together.
So everybody has their very own take on a sauce like this. And I love that you really make it your own.
Yeah.
People have traditions.
Well, some people don't use paste, but I do. Some use tomatoes,
paste,
puree.
the whole tomatoes, fresh tomatoes. There's literally a million different ways to make an equally delicious sauce.
You let that cook just for a little while.
Okay.
Just let it come together.
So we're going to grab the wooden spoon.
Yeah.
And
just let it saute, just till it all comes together real nice.
This smells wonderful.
Yeah.
So, Nonna, I want to ask you, do you remember the first time you made this, the first time you made this dish ever?
Yeah, when I was first married.
Okay.
Yeah, I made it.
Because your husband was like, oh, Theresa.
Yeah, you got to make homemade spaghetti.
I want spaghetti and meatballs tonight. And you're like, okay, I'll figure it out.
I said, no, I'll make it just like your mother taught me to make it, so it's got to be good.
And then you called her up?
No, I didn't call her up. She had a book written for me.
Oh, okay.
With all recipes that her son loved.
Very good book to have.
Right, and I still have that book.
You had a very nice mother-in-law.
Yes, it was dirty and messy, the book, but it's still good.
But it's priceless.
Yes. Now that's sauteed. That's good enough. And then you add your tomatoes.
Okay, so these
Gently.
are just...
Be careful. You don't want that to splash all over you. Did you get dirty, Rossella?
No, I'm all right.
Here, honey, just like that.
You're so sweet. Yeah. You can do this with whatever tomatoes you want to use. If you have the whole plum tomatoes, the peeled tomatoes, crush them up with your hands.
Or you can put them through the blender.
Mm-hmm. That's what
that's good.
Nonna Theresa does.
This is crushed tomatoes and peeled that have been put through the blender.
So now
Italian food is the best, no matter what you do.
Yes,
you
it
can add
is.
A little bit of salt, the little bit of pepperoncino, and a little bit of black pepper. And just let that cook real nice. And then you can add your bay leaf and fresh basil, or if you don't have fresh, you can use the regular. I usually cook my sauce for about an hour and a half. If you're making a big pot, you can even cook it like for 2 hours. And then you put whatever you want in it. You put your meatballs, you could put Italian sausage, you could put braciole, beef, pork, whatever you like, and just let it cook.
We're going to let this cook a little tiny bit more.
And then
we're going to drop our
Put the
delicious
meatballs.
fried meatballs in, and we are going to cook the pasta. And when we come back, we are going to be ready to throw it all together, and we're going to eat.
Yes. We're starving. Yeah, make sure how cute the little spoons are. That's good.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
All right, Nonna Theresa, are we ready to eat some spaghetti and meatballs?
Yes.
Okay.
To take the sauce out and put it on the spaghetti.
Because
you could take the meatballs.
Our meatballs have been cooking in our sauce
Right.
now for about an hour or
Yeah,
so.
an hour.
And these are perfectly ready. Look at that. That is beautiful. And we cooked our pasta, our spaghetti alla chitarra, to just al dente. And now we're ready to throw it all together.
And put the sauce on.
Now, normally, I love to finish pasta in a sauce. But when you're doing spaghetti and meatballs, I don't find that it's very necessary to throw a whole mess of spaghetti in a big pot of sauce. I think this is one of the things that works well when you have a bowl of pasta and you can put your sauce on top and toss together in a cold bowl. The flavors will still come together in pretty much the same way. Oh, that looks amazing.
Now
Now we're ready for some grated cheese. Okay, and we put the grated cheese on the hot sauce because we want it to melt into our pasta.
And the cheese is good. Then you can put some more in your dish if you want it.
So that looks amazing.
You can toss it, or you can just put extra gravy in your dish when you're eating it.
Oh, wow.
We'll put a little bit more. Put a little bit more sauce.
Okay.
And a little bit more grated cheese. That's good.
This looks beautiful, Nonna Theresa.
Yeah.
So this is one of your grandchildren's favorite things.
Oh, yeah.
All of them.
Sure.
You got a whole mess of them, too.
Yeah, 6. and one great-grandchild. Can't forget Talia.
Oh, my goodness. You are a busy Nonna.
Yeah.
Now we look a little naked, so we're going to add another meatball just for effect.
Uh-huh. That looks delicious.
I don't want to say this, but I'm actually saving a couple in here that are just for me that I'm just not willing to part with.
She's going to eat them herself. That's good.
Okay, and now a little more cheese.
Delicious.
Oh, that looks gorgeous.
Okay.
Ooh, and I think we are ready to taste. What do you
Yes.
think? All
Can't
right.
wait to taste. We're starving. Just twirl them around.
This looks beautiful.
Delicious. Very good. Let's eat.
That is fantastic. That sauce is cooked perfectly.
Yeah, it's delicious.
I had one of the meatballs earlier. I cannot wait to finish this with the sauce all over it, with the pasta, with the everything. This all came together so beautifully, and we finally did a classic spaghetti and meatball recipe everybody was asking for, and Nonna Theresa and I gave it to you. Thank you so much for coming on my show, and thank you for being my Nonna today.
Thank you.
Mwah. Say ciao.
Ciao.